I want to play an audio of something Mr. Alex told me recently, and then I want to ask each of y'all a question. And Nicole, you're gonna answer the question first. But let me just play this audio.
And no, but this the real, bruh. I ain't never shied away from talking about my past. I was in the army. I done been to plenty of places. You know, it's nice to smash different women, bruh. It's okay, but at the end of the day, you don't get nothing out of it.
Absolutely.
Just at a time.
Right.
You ain't getting nothing. If you got a woman that's a freak in the sheets and a lady in the streets, bruh, and she's a really good woman to you, bruh. She really rock with you like that, bruh. What is you missing? What is you really missing? At the end of the day, that social pressure to go out here just because you an attractive man, you got money to sleep with a bunch of other women. That shit is cap all day long, bruh.
Right.
Because you're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it to beat your chest.
Right.
Say I can do it. But what's the bigger flex? Loving a woman for the rest of your life, one woman, and being with that woman, or just being with a bunch of women that don't really give a fuck about you?
Exactly. That don't care about you and that you don't care about either.
That you don't care about either. And then you run the risk of having kids all over the place. And we ain't even gonna talk about diseases.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, if you with that one person that this woman fucks with you the long way, just like you fuck with her the long way, man, and y'all locked in completely like that, then it doesn't, because life is a risk all day long. If you're going to go risk your life, your health, your pockets, and everything else out here with all of these other women, then what makes more financial sense? You being with one woman that you can pour into that's helping you build your empire and bringing your legacy along and helping you live forever, or you know what I'm saying, you just out here spreading your seed all over the place.
Definitely the one woman.
The one woman is always going to be the better option.
And
no.
So Nicole, my question is, do you agree or disagree with what Mr. Alex said? Why or why not? And before you answer the question, um, I really want us to just take a minute and just realize how deep this is. Um, when we're little boys, when you have your little boys and your little nephews, but people's big brothers, they dads, they uncles, the men in their family, what do they tell the girls? They tell the girls, "Oh, you a princess, and one day you're going to have a man that's going to treat you like a queen, this, that, and the third." But what do they say to the little boys and about the little boys? You about to have all you he's so handsome, he about to have all the girls on him, this, that, and the third. Like, listen, we heard what Drake said. All my young boys around me tell me give money and fuck these hoes. That's what in our community, like, as young men, that's what you are encouraged to do, especially when you do become accomplished and successful, when you start getting money. E- Men instinctively think this, but what do even the men and women around them even be saying? Oh, you having all the hoes now, huh? Like, you about to have all the hoes on you now. Like, when did we ever like tell a young accomplished man, a young accomplished successful man, to just really settle down with one woman that really loves you and cares about you? And then this is the last thing I'm gonna say, Nicole. I want you to speak to that. But as a young man myself, and like we just heard Supervillain say when he was in his 20s, just the way women operate, that kind of caused a little bit of resentment towards women for him. And I say that to say, when a man, in our community, our women say that they're not building with men, right? They say they see everything their mom went through, their grandma went through. They see everything all the women before them went through. So, in the black community, for a lot of these younger black women to see value in you and deem you worthy of being in a relationship with, they need you to, be at a certain financial level, and they want you to be at your peak or damn near at your peak, right? They don't want like a work in progress. So I say that to say, when these men are working on themselves, when they're working to get to a certain socioeconomic bracket, when they're working to become this hell of a man, when you're not showing them any attention, when you're not giving them any love, when you're not making them feel valued, and when you tell them that they're not worthy of being in a relationship with when they're working on themselves, why, when they become accomplished and successful all of a sudden, how is it, in what world is it reality for them to like want to settle down now with a woman that didn't see any value in him before? But I'm on mute, Nicole. Go ahead.
All right, so I agree with what Mr. Alex said. I think that was great advice. And I feel like he gave that advice as a dad. And I feel like he can say that now, of course, because he's went through the process. But I feel that we should be telling young boys that from the start. A lot of girls are raised to get married. I can only speak from my experience, but I know we were told, wait until marriage. That was the huge thing. So most of the time, you trying to wait until you meet your husband just for you to even pop your cherry. You know what I'm saying? So girls are already told that. So the sleeping around, I can't really speak for all women. Y'all get what I'm saying? But most girls are taught to wait until marriage, but guys, like you say, you have them being hyped up, or the women saying, "Oh, he's gonna be a heartbreaker. He's gonna break all the hearts just by the man looks." And I actually had a homeboy, well established, got his own stuff going at one point when he was single. A lot of women would always just look at him and be like, "Oh, you got a bunch of 304s. I know you got a bunch of 304s." And that man, like, I ain't got nothing. All I do is work, take care of my business, and go home. So it's like sometimes people just assume just because a man is well put together, or that he has something going for himself, that he has all of these options or these women, when that man could just, like you say, building his life up, building himself up to the point to where he's established and want to date a woman or seek a woman. But back to the point of what you were saying, Noble, I just feel like, what should I say? Um, I done lost my train of thought.
Yeah, so
But
I was saying, twin, don't do that. I was saying, sis, that like you said, like I like you said, and like I said, oh, you're a princess, and some man is going to treat you like a queen one day, but like you said to the little boy,
oh
oh,
yeah,
you're gonna
but
be
when
the. Go ahead.
so you were saying when they get established, why would they want to date someone who don't deem them worthy?
Yeah, and
But this,
let me say something really quick before you answer, because
mhm,
listen, it's really men out here that did not have any motion with girls until they became successful, until they became accomplished, until they got some money in their pocket. Like
mhm,
and they have some guys that before they was even who they are today, girls still like them. Girls still found them attractive. They still got play every now and then. But there's some guys that literally, but even for those guys, when you become successful, when you become accomplished, when you start having some money in your pocket, and like people know that you're successful, like girls start looking at you a certain way and treating you a certain way. But it's like they wasn't treating you like that before. So I'm just saying, as a man, especially as young men that really have the opportunity, you kind of be looking at women with the funny face. Cause like why, like you really, like now you want to like
noble.
Blake said, you ain't really fuck with me way back then, but how about now? Like now you want to fuck with me when you
But
see me
keep
up.
okay, Noble. Be 100 with yourself. Just look at that scenario. All right, take yourself out of it, and if you were on the other side, what would you? Like, I get it because some women go through that too. Like, I went through that when I was younger.
Women
The
do
people
not go
used,
through that.
yes, the people used to think I wasn't the hot stuff. And now that I'm older, and body done formed and
Sis,
everything,
let
now
me tell
they,
you the difference though, really quick. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to cut you off. Look, I understand. I understand. I know a couple girls that say like they may have been bullied in school, or they may have not got like the
it's the
attention that
same, I'm
whatever pretty
telling you.
girl was getting at that point in time. but it is a night and day difference between boys and girls. Like even that girl that's not getting as much attention as the popular girl, like it's always that girl in high school that you know all the guys on the basketball team and all the guys on the football team think she pretty,
Mm-hmm.
and all the regular students, and then they got the girls that they just gotta get what they get. But think about the guy in high school that wasn't an athlete. He wasn't a quote
Right.
unquote jock in school. He wasn't cool with the kids on the basketball team, the football team. He ain't even really had no friends. Like he used to have the stank face on in class, frowning, didn't go to none of the school dances, like wasn't sociable at all. So think about at least a girl, you getting a little bit of attention. You always gonna get a little bit of
No,
attention with a
bro.
girl. That
I
guy didn't get no attention.
No, because those were my type of guys. Those were the guys that I was attracted to. The little guys who people consider lame. I'm telling you, it's somebody out there for everybody. You just never know somebody's cup of tea. Those guys who didn't get no attention and be by themselves in their own lane, that is a turn on to some women or some girls. So that's why I'm saying you just gotta put yourself out there. Because if you're not putting yourself out there, then how would you know?
I need
Somebody said that's cat. I don't think that's cat because I
hey,
people date nerds, people date the lames. I was that girl. Like I want the quiet guy, the guy who ain't in the crowd. That was me. So I really think y'all just I don't know
it's
because this is
hey,
from a woman's perspective. This is what I'm giving y'all from a
okay,
woman's
let me ask you a
perspective.
question then. First of all, it's too bad. It's too bad I got a great hairline and great skin, so I don't
Yes,
wear
they're
hats.
talking about
But
me.
if I did wear hats, I would definitely put one on right now. Um, I would definitely put one on right now if I had one. But
No, but I'm so for real. I'm telling you,
okay,
I
wait, no.
can't
Let me
make
ask
this
you a
up.
question though. Let me ask you a question though. And be 100% honest. Let's just go super surface level, high school.
Yes.
Okay, are there's okay, I got two. This is a two-in-one. For those girls, for the girl in high school that she really, finds the guy that's not on the football team, not on the basketball team. He not the class clown. He not the kid in high school that got a little bit of motion that other girls
None of
like.
that. Mm-hmm.
Is does that is why is that girl drawn to that guy? Is she drawn to that guy because she does have the basketball players and the football players and the other regular students that got some motion on her body, or more so than not, is she not getting attention from those guys? Let's keep it 100%. Let's be 100% real.
It's probably because they're in the same league. Like she
Period.
not up. Yeah, she's not up there either. So it's like you
Okay.
said,
So sis, my point is, if she was and could get the attention, if she did have the varsity basketball players on her body, if she did have the varsity football players on her body, would she still see value in that guy that literally has no motion at all? Let's be 100% real.
but it really got to be something that that woman actually want because it was so I'm just gonna go we just gonna talk about it, okay? I'm gonna just talk about my high school experience. So there was so many different groups and cliques, right? So you still would have options or you still can find these basketball players and football players attractive, but do you want to date them? It's like a reputation that comes with that, and then usually the girls that are dating those type of guys were already considered 304s. So that's why I say sometimes you just gotta know because I don't want nobody that's in the hype and I don't want to be labeled as that type of person. So of course I'm not attracted to those type of guys. So like that's why I say it's always gonna be women who like the nerdy guys, who like the guys who are over there in the corner out the way. Those guys that people like sleep, them be the guys. I'm telling you, those be the guys that be gentlemen, that be doing something with themselves. Even if you look at them years later, they ain't, if I can say that, they ain't bums. But they just be having something going for themselves. But of course, they get overlooked because they're not in that crowd. But it's other people who ain't in that crowd and don't want to be in that crowd. So that's why I say when you in the same category, I mean,
Right, sis. So my point is, you the my first of all, he has no option other than to be this gentleman that you're saying that he is. He has no option but to be the nice guy because you know, out of 10 girls, he don't even know if one of them is even gonna look his way, gonna breathe in his direction, gonna say anything to him. So whenever that guy does get any sort of little bit of attention from a girl, he's going to be the most upstanding man because he doesn't want to lose her. Like this gets really deep. This gets really deep for some people, and the same thing for those girls. But those same guys that you're talking about,
he
when he
said, I'm sorry.
them
No,
same
I'm not.
guys, them same guys that you talking about, when they get up, they turn into that guy that I'm talking about. They turn into that guy that like, listen, I wasn't having all the motion in high school, so now, excuse my language, now I'm about to run through these hoes. Now I'm about to fuck all these bitches. Like I'm about to get my get back now because I can. So now he's not that guy that he was when he was 18 anymore. He 25 now. He got his apartment. He got a car. He getting a paycheck. Like his mindset is different, and I'm telling you, that is the guy more than any other guy that start looking at women with the funny face. Because even though he got the opportunity to be with women now, he got like resentment in him because he'll never forget when it wasn't as sweet as it was. Like this get really deep, man.
No, but that's not all of them though. Even they still had options. Like I don't know. They still had options because soon as you start talking to these people, right? Pe your friends see how they treat you, right? And then they want a part of it. High school was a crazy, crazy time, but people that mind, dating your friend guy and all that was going on. So soon as people see how a guy treat you, they want a piece of the pie. So that nerdy guy, he still had options.
if you say